be more democratic, that it would be, you know, kind of that there would be mechanisms where workers could control, you know, the leading, let's say, directors or CEO or the board of the company. We also proposed in our program for national elections that, you know, if you had like a very strong company that was important for the region or a municipality, that actually people from that region or municipality would have a say who would be the director of that firm. So, you know, to kind of keep the, let's say, the check and balances of the electorate over, you know, like a company that has a direct impact, you know, on the regional environment.
I remember one left group actually, which I think should be considered maybe in the future when we consolidate ourselves much more, which are the Christian socialists in Slovenia. They're run right now by a very young guy, which is, from what I hear from him, very, very interesting guy with a very interesting point of views. So this should be considered maybe in the future. And now to the question about that, about if we are concerned over the paid people, if they should get too much power. My opinion is that these people that are paid, these are 2 3/4 of pay. One is the general secretary, one is the regional coordinator, and one is the communication leader. The communication coordinator gets 3/4 of pay. I think they deserve this wage because they work a lot, like 15 hours a day or something like that, only for the party, to constitute the party. If we would not pay any of these people, they would stop doing their work eventually. Still, people have to pay bills, and that's the cruel reality of our world. I would rather have the universal, what's it called, basic income, and then people could do whatever they wanted to do and be productive, but that for now is only manageable in Switzerland or in Scandinavia. According to the also about this, I don't see them as threat. These these 3 people that have. We are a party of now probably around 400, 500 members, and we all of us decide on many important issues. Also, the highest or the council of our party is actually the highest. They make all the decisions, or most of the decisions, and this council is constituted from 30 people. So, and this, we have a congress every year, so this council will change every year, which we still don't know if it's a good thing or not, but we'll see in the future. And yeah, that's where we impose direct democracy in the local committees, in the council, and in the we have the we had elections through email, or not elections, referendums or electronic congresses. So we try to implement as many people as possible on the main issues. And of course, one of the main projects, or the main projects for the future, for the direct democracy, where to implement it, is of course, the participatory budget of the citizens. For first at the local level, and then maybe in the future even international.
Okay, I would also like to add on the previous question of if we are threatened by the French people taking over. The ones before was mentioning, definitely not threatened by them, and we're happy that, we have such people working in such positions. However, on the other hand, people in the parliament are of bigger concern, because, I already mentioned that there's like a discrepancy between their work and ours. Like according to Slovenian law, we have absolutely no leverage or no mechanisms where we could, take the mandate away from the parliamentarians. And one of the things that happened was, initially our party had 4 parliamentarians out of 6. Now we have only 3, because one, got out of the party when we started talking about financial contributions. Taxation, because we have like a very high percentage. We take, according to other parties, I think we take like a very fair share of parliamentarian salary and then bring it back into the party for projects. So when that happened, he got out of the party and he said that I'm the parliamentarian of the coalition, which is not a legal, body. So this definitely is a problem, because. You can also sense that, they in parliament they have actually more in common with the other parliamentarians from the other parties than, with people who are working, in the party itself. But for now, I think that, like what we are trying to do in order to bridge this communication gap is, to kind of invite the parliamentarians to our working group so we can decide together on the agendas, so the member parties are as involved as possible. We're also trying to, kind of participate in their work through like project work and tenders. But I think, this is always going to be a concern, and we're always going to have to be very observant. But truth be told, we have absolutely no means at our disposal. The only thing that we can hope for is that, we put forward the people who also believe the work good, and for now this is the case. But there are no guarantees in the future, so we'll see. Maybe we have to change also our statutory documents, to impose some of these things. But this is up to the next Congress to do that.
I just wanted to say something, maybe like a pointer for taxation of the parliamentarians. It's probably good to put this into statute, the taxation, the amount of the taxation before people get elected. This is one thing that we didn't do because of all the elections we had, and just didn't have time to do it. So we had to, make compromises. They still give us, for instance, our parliamentary leader gives us like 1,000 euros per month. But still, we were talking about 1,500 or something like that from all of them. And the pay is like 3,000 or something like that. Or from 2,030, 300 to 3,000, thereabouts.
If I can also add to the direct democracy part, as Bor mentioned, we have like, for every important decision we have like the electronic Congress or like the real Congress, if that's the case. Also like, the work of every single working group or the council is open. Everyone can attend. We have like an internet platform where you have all the minutes of all the meetings. You can come. Like it doesn't matter how long you were a member or not. Like these meetings are like completely open to you. Maybe you don't have the right to vote in the council, but you can always participate with comments. We are also trying to guarantee, the participation of local committees in the decision-making body by appointing delegates of each local committee. So it's a two-way information flow. And yeah, well, this is basically what I wanted to maybe add to, because you wanted, more examples. Yeah.
Tak díky moc. A to teda, bohužel z časových důvodů už musíme skončit debatu. Já vám všem děkuji za účast. Tady ještě jsou materiály Pražské školy alternativ. Je tady ještě prezenční listina, kdo jste nepodepsal, tak je prosím vás podelište. Děkuji moc řečníkům za jejich vystoupení. Děkuji vám za účast v debatě a děkuji také moc našim tlumočnícím, které překládali. Díky.